Well, well, well. You know we're living in pretty bad times when the bad news is almost good news because you know it means that large change is coming. That's right. EA basically admitted Apex is not doing good. And for all of you that have been hating over the last couple of months because we complain too much or we're just griping too much and that's really not the way it's supposed to be and we're just crybabies, well, now you finally see it from EA's standard that they also agree Apex is not doing good at all. So you guys are aware over the course of Apex's history, we've had these earning calls out there and they have to share with their shareholders the performance of the game, how things are looking and if things are up, if things are down. And basically they just have to put out a public statement to everybody about the state of the game and the way that things are looking. Well, we saw these major headlines coming from Hypermist and many others. Dexerto, I mean, many people were posting this stuff. EA admitting that Apex Legends underperformed in the last quarter and will undergo, quote, large systematic change. On top of this, they also said that we did not see the lift in monetization we had expected. To drive significant growth and re-engagement, large systematic change is required. Now, what's funny is that their priority is very clearly monetization. So one thing you guys have to remember is that despite our standard being, hey, the game's got to be fun, it's got to be playable, it's got to be enjoyable, theirs is not. Theirs is we've got to make more money. Now, in the light that they see it is that if we get growth, if we get re-engagement, then we'll make more money. Sure, there is some truth to that. And obviously at the end of the day, what you need is the highest numbers possible. If you get people playing this game again and a large amount of people are playing and having a good time, people will just inevitably start spending their money. But some of the comments that you read later on in the video really go to show you how the community perceives EA in this light. Now, the bad thing here, Apex tried to hype this whole new season up. It's still weird that we're just right around the corner from this new season. By the way, yeah, someone texted me. I'm not re-recording this part, but someone had actually said, look, we are just literally days away and we've not seen a trailer. We've not seen a premiere. We don't really understand what's going on. Where's the all the hype at? Where's the leaks at? Where's the notes at? And you're not seeing that, right? They posted just yesterday that there's 7 days, 7 days is on a little teaser or trailer for Twitter. And you're seeing pro players even say, not really sure what you could do to stop the downward trend of the game right now and revitalize the community hype. Hopefully you cook something worthwhile because people are still considering their revisit to Black Ops 6 and Warzone dropping really soon. Other games that exist, Deadlock is looking good. Many other games that they're talking about coming out. So really, Apex is actually got their work cut out for them here. They have a lot to compete against. They are already dealing with the backlash from the community members. We already see now that EA is having problems with the monetization of the game. They're not making enough. And on top of that, we're already annoyed by how much they try to monetize. They're always beating it down our throats, wanting us to pay. It's always so much money involved that it's just getting very overwhelming already. So what are they about to do? Start putting more events on us, more recolors, wanting us to buy more and wanting us to pay to get into the games at this point? Who knows? But the official article that came out from Yahoo had actually posted, here were the comments from EA's CEO, Andrew Wilson. So they had this interview and he says the following: in the quarter, season 22 of Apex Legends launched with significantly more new features for casuals and seasoned players alike, including more modes, a new map, and new anti-cheat software. But let's just be honest, the new anti-cheat software didn't really do much. It didn't change the fact that our cheater situation still sucks. But he also said, following the changes to the Battle Pass construct, we did not see the lift in monetization that we had expected. Well, no duh, Andrew. It's because you were trying to push on a double Battle Pass throughout the season where we would have to pay twice, and specifically said that we wouldn't be allowed to use previous Apex coins to buy it. We would actually have to spend the real money in order to buy both. So when people got upset with them, you came out and said, oh, we understand the frustrations. We get it. We're not going to do this anymore. We're going to change everything around. And so people were like, okay, this is a little bit better. We're glad you communicated. So people were already upset because we can sniff the commission breath. We can smell that all you care about is money, money, money. And we get that it's a business. I understand you've got to make money, but you can't just start throwing all this crazy stuff on us and just asking for more money with actual no real new value. So that's been the gripe. So we understand why things didn't probably go according to plan. Anyhow, they also say two things have become clear in the free-to-play FPS category. First, in the competitive landscape where brand, a strong core player base, and high-quality mechanics matter more than ever, Apex has specifically proven to be a compelling franchise for us and an industry stalwart. Secondly, to drive significant growth and re-engagement, a large systematic change is required, and we will continue to focus on retention and breadth of content in service of our global community as we work towards more significant, innovative changes in the future. Now, I feel like we've heard this conversation before, and they've definitely promised some new large changes, but has it really amounted to something worthwhile? I don't really know, but I do know that money is definitely a pain point for EA, and if there's anything at all that can get them to fix the game, we all know, right? We've been complaining, hey, the game is dying, we need more, but that never really does much until there's only one thing that is an actual kryptonite to EA, and that is money. If you start having money problems, EA will finally listen. And it seems like we might be going that direction. The one saving grace we have may actually be working for us, and that is the fact that you have not been spending your money on Apex as much. So congrats to you guys, and hats off. You actually might be saving the game. Who knows? They also said, however, when an analyst asked about the possibility of a sequel to the game, right? We've been talking about Apex Legends 2. They're just shutting it down. They said absolutely not. The version 2 thing, they quote, has almost never been as successful as the version 1 thing. Really? So Gears of War 2 wasn't more successful than Gears of War 1. Titanfall 2 wasn't more successful than Titanfall 1. And Team Fortress 2 wasn't more successful than TF1. Anyways, I'm just saying there are plenty of games out there that definitely shows the second one can be better. Not necessarily saying that he's wrong in most of the research out there. I'm sure that most of the seconds are probably not as good as the first, but I don't think that it's something to disregard or say that, it's absolutely not going to work just because it didn't work for other games. According to CFO Stuart Canfield, net bookings for Apex Legends fell short of their expectations for the quarter as we extended premium access across the entirety of the first half of the Season 22 Battle Pass. Following the second half release of the Battle Pass on September 17th, we observed a return to spending conversion levels consistent with previous seasons, Canfield said. As we look forward, they're going to lower their standard to lower engagement than expected in their prior guidance. But as Andrew mentioned, we are committed to delivering new experiences for our players with a continued focus on enhancing player engagement and retention. Canfield also says EA expects Apex Legends to grow the business back as we get through the latter parts of early 26 and beyond. Wilson expanded on their plans to overhaul the game later during the earnings call, clarifying he does not expect this to mean the release of a sequel game, Apex Legends, but rather larger changes to the existing game where EA will be investing on 2 vectors. So they're basically saying, look, it's time to make large changes or a big overhaul to the game we have now instead of going to make a new one. So I guess it is good news that they're committing to these large changes, these big changes, because they're not getting the standard that they want. And so in order to do it, they're going to have to make large changes. I'm all about some large changes right now for a game that is struggling. But are they going to make the actual changes that we need? That is to be determined, I guess. But they say that they're going to invest in 2 vectors. The first is in the growth of our season-oriented content. And what you've seen from us over the last few seasons is progressively bigger season drops each time. I don't know about that. And very high quality has driven very high sentiment amongst our player base, and we're adding to the level of innovation, creativity on a season-by-season basis. He also continued to say, what we've also observed is a need for more meaningful, systematic innovation in the game that fundamentally change the way the game plays more broadly. Whatever that means. Our teams are working on that as well. We also have a moment right now where we are managing the current trajectory of the business, but we believe by virtue of the strength of the brand, the size of the global community, the position we hold in the top tier of these free-to-play live services games, that we'll be able to return to that growth in business over the course of time. So they really believe that these changes that they're about to make, these large system changes that they're about to have for Apex, is going to change the trajectory of this game, and that within a year or two, we will be back to astronomical heights. Some of the comments on these over on Reddit were pretty funny because you can see that people hate EA already, saying like, time to recolor the recolors and do a triple split on the Battle Pass. It's the perfect plan. And then someone also said, EA's about to start charging $1 per match in order to get in there. More artifact recolors incoming. And some are just saying it's all downhill from here. Obviously, I think a lot of people are worried. They have been worried. That's why the news has been worry, worry, worry. The numbers are getting worse, worse, worse. EA has now acknowledged that. They're showing that things are not as good as they used to be. But the question is, will they actually fix it since it's now hurting their bank accounts, right? Since it's now a money problem. There's only one thing to get EA to listen, and that is money. Now that money is an issue, will they actually make the changes that we're looking for? That is the question of the week. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you believe in these large systematic changes that are about to be on us? Like and subscribe to stay up to date with all things Apex Legends related in news, stories, updates, and drama and more. And until the next time, we'll see you all later.